So, see, this is all important when it comes to Harinam. Our line, Srila Guru Maharaj, he's not giving Harinam to someone who's not initiated. You have to approach a Vaishnava and receive Harinam from them to activate your account, so to speak. If you say, no, I got a BitTorrent of Harinam, or I hacked into Harinam, right? I have a bootleg Harinam. That's not Harinam. That's not the same. So the same things don't apply there. It's another thing throughout the scriptures. Many things are mentioned about the name of Krishna. But when it comes to Harinam, what we take it like chanting on the Tulsi beads, we approach the Vaishnava, a substantial Vaishnava, and they distribute the holy name to us. Because there are two things to consider. One, is it going from down to up, or is it coming from up to down? By down to up, we mean we can Google, you can get Harinam. Right? We can go to gift shop, store, Indian store, buy Japamala, and take Harinam. Does that have any benefit? From a spiritual point of view, it's referred to as sukriti. We may accumulate some sukriti by doing that, which we could compare to, before you plant seeds, you till the soil. There's some soil, some earth, and we take and we till that and get it ready for the planting of the seed. Right? So tilling of the soil, that idea, preparing the soil to receive the seed, that's okay. But really, there needs to be the planting of the seed. It's called Bhakti Lata Bij. Bij means seed, and Bhakti Lata means the creeper of devotion. So it's mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. There's Bhaktya Sanjataya Bhaktya. You can only get devotion by approaching someone who has devotion. There's no other way you can get that. Not by making so many sounds, taking the Tulsi Mala, or doing so many practices, Janmakoti Sukriter Nalabhyate. Even Rupa Goswami says to the extreme, 10 million lifetimes of doing what is right will not give one devotion to Krishna. That you can only get from someone who has devotion to Krishna. So we approach someone, a devotee, bhakta, Krishna bhakta, and receive the holy name from them. It's one thing from our side. I say, well, I'm recognizing the statements of the scriptures and the benefits of taking Krishna Nam and of its divine nature. But has any recognition come from the other side? That's all important. So we need to approach the agent, the sanctioning agent, who's giving the recognition from the upper world that yes, we're accepting you as a sincere person, sincere candidate, someone who's sincere in their aspirations, their devotional aspirations. And we're activating your account. Right? It's similar to that. So Srila Guru Maharaj, he liked to quote from the songs of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I forget the exact Bengali, but it says something to the effect of Hridoite Bole. And this is something that's easily misunderstood because it looks like bull. But it's not, it's Bala, like Balaram. Bala means power. So he's saying what infuses Krishna Nam with the proper substance is heart power. But again, that means premanjana charita bhakti vilochanena, the heart under the influence of devotion. That means we have to go to the Vaishnava, hear Krishna Nam from them. Their Krishna Nam with a particular spirit enters the heart. And when that spirit spreads its influence on the heart, then the heart causes the tongue to vibrate Krishna Nam. Many are under the impression that the tongue will vibrate Krishna Nam and affect the heart. If we do this over and over, then the heart will somehow become affected. You think we've all thought like that at different times. But we're here to represent what we've heard from Srila Guru Maharaj. Srila Guru Maharaj never thought like that. In fact, he's emphatically against that idea. That's why I'm telling you straight his truth about these things. From his point of view, giving someone Krishna Nam who doesn't have faith is one of, you mentioned offenses, that's one of the offenses to the holy name, is the whimsical distribution of Krishna Nam to anyone and everyone, whether they have any faith or not, or, as they say, the royal road to hell is paved with good intentions. And I know, unemployment is an issue right now, but we don't want to work for that construction company. So his point is that it has to be the culture of faith under the guidance of a Vaishnava. So we quote Jagadananda Pandit, the intimate associate of Mahaprabhu. He's written one book called the Prema Vibharta, and there he says, Namakar Bahiroy Batanamo Kabunoi. That the Nam Akar means just going Hare Krishna, making that sound or those syllables. He says, Nam Kabunoi. That is never the name of Krishna. He doesn't say, well, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. No, he says, it's never the name of Krishna. So it has to do with the spirit infused. And we're told here, referencing Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the heart, the power of heart will make the tongue move. And therefore we hear such things as the holy name of Krishna dancing on the tongue. So these other considerations about taking Krishna Nam and being absent-minded, or taking Krishna Nam and thinking of many unfortunate aspects of our life. That's secondary to the necessity of approaching a substantial agent to receive Krishna Nam. We want, in Guru Maharaj's words, quoting a Jamil section of Srimad Bhagavatam, to get Vaikuntha Nama Grahanam. Is it Vaikuntha Nam? You may have heard the word Vaikuntha. It has different meanings. Here, sometimes the word Vaikuntha means spiritual, not this particular aspect of the spiritual world. It's used to mean spiritual. So Vaikuntha Nama Grahanam means taking. Are we taking spiritual name or some other thing? What is our conception? And where did we get that conception? We're, when someone entered Navadip Dham at the Chaitanya Saraswat Mat and asked Srila Guru Maharaj, what shall be my seva? His response was, to acquire the proper angle of vision. That's your service. And there are so many, it is not to deny any particular seva in the name of, oh, I'm acquiring the proper angle of vision. But he's saying, but really that's what it is. Where will we acquire the proper angle of vision? In the service and association of substantial Vaishnavas. Otherwise we're wandering the world, Brahmanda, Brahmite, and our own idea of things, of life, of our identity, of Krishna, or of what is Krishna Nam. So to get the proper conception, we have to have a connection, a substantial connection with a substantial agent. So, these other aspects are secondary to coming in connection with the proper agent. Right? When Guru Maharaj speaks about our conception, what comes to mind when we vibrate the name of Krishna? Right? And where does that come from? So if we place ourselves under the guidance, Sadhu Shastra Guru Vaishnav, then we have the opportunity for the proper conception to come to mind, to the mind and heart. Look, Mahaprabhu in Shikshastakam, no less than Mahaprabhu says, Nam Nam Akari Bahudha Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpitak Niyamatak Smarane Nakala. Saying that Krishna, you have innumerable names. Like we hear Govinda, Madhusudan, so many. Nija Sarva Shakti, and your energy is fully infused in all of these names. And Tatrapita Niyamatak Smarane Nakala. And he's saying, and there's no hard and fast rule about when you can chant, when you cannot chant. So there was one guru, and he had a disciple. There's Gopal Guru Goswami. Anyway, this devotee thought, when I go to the bathroom, then I should not chant Krishna Nam at that time. All other times, but when you go to, that won't be a good time to be taking Krishna Nam. But his, at time, disciple, that's why he later became known as Gopal Guru Goswami, he convinced him otherwise, that actually you can take the name of Krishna in any time, any place, in any circumstance. And that's verified in the second sloka of the Shikshastakam of Mahaprabhu. That's the first part. The second part of the sloka says, Etadrishi kripa tava bhagavan mamapi durdevam idrisham iha janinanoraga. He says, all these things are true. And you mentioned, there's so many things said in the scripture. He's saying, all of these things are true about the glories of the holy name. He said, but unfortunately, my bad luck, my misfortune is na anurag. I don't have any attraction for this. Even though it's all true, I'm not attracted to it. I have no taste for the name of Krishna. This is expressed by Mahaprabhu, right? He's giving Krishna Nam to everyone. What does he mean? It's in the second sloka, the first sloka, Param Vijayate Sri Krishna San, telling how wonderful the distribution and congregational chanting of the holy name of Krishna is. In the next sloka, he's saying, I don't have any taste for this. The person who came distributing Krishna Nam to everyone, we can only take it that it's meant to represent our position and also to remind us really how high and wonderful this is. Right? Nam Sankirtan Kalo Parama Upai. We're told in the Kali Yuga, you'll get everything by taking the name of Krishna. But here Mahaprabhu is saying, oh, my bad luck, my misfortune, no taste, no attraction. So then in the next verse, that issue is addressed. Trinadapi sunichena tororapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Well, for this Krishna Kirtan, Nam Sankirtan, then one will have to be humble, tolerant, give honor to others, not expect anything in return, not be interested in name, fame for themselves. Kana kamini pratishta nadanam najanam nasundarim kavitam ba jagadisha kamaye. So Guru Maharaj, he put it this way, saying it's true, you'll get everything just through sound. Krishna, Namachintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purnakshudho Nitya Mukto Abhinatvan Nama Namano. The holy name is none different than Krishna himself. It's Krishna himself, the infinite, within divine sound. Saying, but to reach that plane where just by divine sound one will achieve everything, he said, you may have to cross mountains and oceans. And this humility, tolerance, giving honor to others. One man, Guru Maharaj quoted once when he said, he was all excited about the prospect of Krishna Nam, and then when he heard, you have to be humble, tolerant, giving honor to others, all of these things, he said, yeah, it is impossible. So only by grace. It is not by some performance on our side. That is not the approach of the Vaishnavas. What do you say? Kripa, Tava Kripa Bhagavan. By your mercy, this is possible. Otherwise, I have no hope, I have no prospect. So, Guru Maharaj has advised us that we should approach the Vaishnava for Krishna Nam and proceed under their guidance. Srila Gurudev, his approach was that Guru Maharaj, his Gurudev, he said, he can take substantial Krishna Nam. I'm serving him. I'll serve him. I'll use all my serving energy and capacity to serve the lotus feet of Srila Guru Maharaj, who can vibrate Shuddha Nam, Krishna Nam. So then what are we doing? Under the order of Guru, we're taking Krishna Nam because it is the order of Guru. And Jiva Goswami tells in another place that just being frank and blunt, yes, our Krishna Nam is aparadic by nature. We're committing offenses. Saying, but the holy name is so merciful, if you will keep taking Krishna Nam, inevitably you'll become, ultimately, you'll become free from offenses. So, under all circumstances, take Krishna Nam. But if you want your Krishna Nam to be substantial, you'll have to take initiation, right? And proceed under the guidance of a superior Vaishnava. But it's true, no diksham natsasatkriyam purushcharjam manarikshate mantroryam rasana sprageva palate Sri Krishna namatmaka. Krishna's will, divine will, that he can spring out of the soil, any type of soil. That's his decision. It says, no diksham. Diksha, meaning another type of initiation, what we call it sometimes second initiation or panchar triki for worship, not required. Right? Or any prerequisite. So in one sense, it's all right. There's no prerequisite. But we must receive the holy name from an agent of Krishna and proceed under their guidance. And a lack of willingness to do so does not bode well. As we told yesterday, or the day before, the Gadadhar Pandit, approaching Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani herself. Still, she is proceeding under the guidance of Guru, Sadhu Shastra Guru Vaishnav. But Srila Guru Maharaj, as far as this absent-minded chanting goes, or thinking of the wrong things, saying when we find ourselves in that position, it would be better to do some responsible service. Right? Put the mala down and do something. Sweep the floor, cut the vegetables, cook. Cooking is a really good, intense form of meditation. Especially to cook maybe 3, 4, 5 things at one time. Because you have to remember, this one's finishing now, that's coming, this needs that. That will keep one very focused. Through seva, we will achieve focus. It has to be about seva. We're trying to serve the holy name, not to have the holy name serve us. And that's a big difference. The sound, it may sound the same, the syllables may sound the same, but the intention is different. Ulterior motive is the difference. We're told by Rupa Goswami, Atak Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhavyed Grahamandye. The Namadi means Nam Rupa Guna Lila. The name of Krishna, the form of Krishna, the qualities of Krishna, the pastimes of Krishna are beyond the grasp of our mind and intellect. Then what? Then what are we doing? Once Guru said, we're devotees of the invisible. Everyone said, a bunch of foolish people. Not one of them has seen Krishna. Gurudev even said once, yes, Guru, and all this talk about Krishna now, anyone actually got that? It's a Gurudev type question. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, yes, we were in the presence of Jagannath Das Babaji on Ekadashi. He was taking Krishna Nam, hair standing on end, shivering and trembling in the body, just as we've seen described in the scriptures, described by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that out of the sound of Krishna Nam, when it's real, what is the effect? Read what Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. You can read it in Search for Sri Krishna, a chapter called Nectar of the Holy Name. You need to understand what is really. He said, sometimes I'm taking Krishna Nam and some mysterious form and color appears from the sound. Mysterious form, Krishna. Mysterious color, Shyamasundar. Shyamasundar Krishna appears out of the sound of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Krishna Nam. He said, and then he takes me. And so many other things. And he's describing intense ecstatic states. So then we'll have to say, well, that's not our position. What are we doing? Previously, people said, oh, today I really chanted good rounds. I mean, I think the really good rounds are when Krishna comes out of the sound and reveals his form and his qualities and takes you into his pastimes, according to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So again, we're saying, what are we doing? We're following the order of Guru and Vaishnav. You take this Krishna Nam. Mahaprabhu also, you take this Krishna Nam under the guidance of a Vaishnava and engage in service and association. And one day, the steel frame that's in which our hearts are encased will melt. One day. What is the song of Bhaktivinoda Thakur? Kabe habe bolo se din amar. He's saying, why does he write a song like this? He just said in the other song, he's in this ecstatic state. Krishna came out of the sound and took him and very affectionately and intensely showed affection for him. That's what we call perfectional stage. But in the aspirational, neophyte, sadhana stage, he said, when will that day be mine? Amar aparadha guchi shuddha nama ruchi kripa bole hridayate. Amar aparadha, when my aparad will vanish, shuddha nama ruchi, then I'll have some taste for real Krishna Nam. It's not intended to be a mild experience, but devastating. Right? In a good way. Like the sun. What is the magnitude of the sun in terms of giving heat and light? We're, 150 million kilometers away? And it's hot. Right? Is it hot? We're 150 million kilometers away. And it's hot? Then how hot is the sun? So from this type of example, we can understand something about magnitude. We could say it's inconceivably hot. Right? If we read some scientific explanation about the temperature of the sun, can you really feel that? Once Trivikram Maharaj called me yesterday and we were speaking and I said, here it's like, I'm trying to learn Celsius, it's 38. But like in Fahrenheit, it was 102. So he said, 38. I mean, for him, 38 is meaningful. But how much more hot is the sun than 38? Because if we go like 38 is really hot, well, then 100 with Vijay Raman once in the Ruski Banyo, and it was like going up to 100. And I was thinking, isn't that boiling? And we know last year some crazy Russian guy and crazy guy from Finland, they go in a Ruski Banyo, they're having a competition. And when the Russian guy, he's not going to leave. right? He's a Russian, right? The guy's not going to give up. When his skin is peeling off his body, he ended up dying. The other guy won because he dropped dead with the skin peeled off. Right? I'm not making this up, folks. But my point is, that's at 100. So we go from 38, it's hot, to 100, it's boiling hot, skin, you know. But what is the heat? The magnitude of heat on the sun is just inconceivable. So this is what I mean to say. How intense do you think Krishna is? But in terms of beauty, if you can follow this example in terms of beauty, what magnitude of beauty does Krishna possess? The sun's magnitude of heat and life pales in comparison, but it's some kind of example. So, and love and affection. How much love and affection is Krishna capable of? What is the magnitude of that love and affection and his beauty, charm, and sweetness? So we're told, the expression is given asraya vigraha, that means a personality of whom we must take shelter. If we want to get something real and substantial and not what they used to call, a figment of our imagination, fictitious devotion, fictitious Krishna Nam, fictitious forms of Krishna. If we want the real and substantial thing, we're told you need to get under the shelter of genuine devotees. Then what? What is the comparison Guru Maharaj gave? You know when they, and maybe I have the wrong terms, but I believe it's smelting. When they take a crucible and you put iron ore in that. I don't really know because I did not pay attention in school. But it seems to me that they said you put this iron ore and maybe some other stuff in this crucible. And then they put a flame underneath. And so the iron ore melts and you make steel. I think it's called smelting, but forgive me if I'm wrong. But I think you understand the idea? Okay. But the pot doesn't melt. Even the little kids, they all go, why doesn't the pot melt? And the teacher goes, they don't know. Or as the nuns would say, it's a miracle. Whenever they couldn't answer anything, I was trained by nuns, believe it or not. I only know nuns. I know none other. Yes. So the nuns, if they couldn't answer a question, they go, it's a miracle. And we go, oh, okay. Simple-hearted children. But the point is, the crucible doesn't melt. So what we're told, the asraya vigraha are those chit shakti associates. They can withstand the intensity of Krishna's direct association. These are crude examples, but they give us a hint. To be with, sometimes in this world where we're somebody and then afterwards we're going to be like, wow, that guy's pretty intense. You know? But not in a frenetic sense. But when you talk about Krishna, the magnitude of beauty, charm, sweetness, love, affection is inconceivable. Who can directly interact with such a personality? Chit Shakti servitors, who are the asraya vigrahas of all the different rasas. So we must come under their shelter. They will not melt in direct contact with Krishna. And if we're shielded by them, we can also approach that plane. So Raghunath Das Goswami, he says, Bilapa Kusumanjali, Sakkaya me mama namostu nityam dashayate mama rasastu satyam. like he knows. These remarks should be predicated by the understanding that Raghunath Das Goswami is the Prayojan Tattva Acharya of Krishna consciousness. He's Rupa Goswami's, in Guru Maharaj's word, best disciple. We have Sambandha Abhideya Prayojan. So Raghunath Das, he's the one who's saying, ultimately, those who are pursuing Krishna consciousness, our focus is not so much with Krishna, but with Radharani and her serving group. So he says in this sloka, Sakaya, taking here to mean friendly, but like in the female sense, intimate service, he's saying, that is worshipable to me. How perfect is this? Saraswati Thakur, Pujala Ragapat Gaurava Bangay. It's always consistent. All of this, it's a unified, the ultimate unified field theory. It all connects perfectly. And if it doesn't appear to, we need to be adjusted. We need some Siddhantic adjustment. So Raghunath Das Goswami is saying, if there is not any superior servitor present, I would not make my approach. I have no interest there, nor inclination to enter that plane. Raghunath Das Goswami, Rupa Rati, Rupa Raghunath, Rupa Rati Manjari. This is what Rati Manjari, the Prayojan Tattva Acharya of the Rupa Nuga line, is trying to tell us something, right, about the absolute necessity of giving ourselves over wholly, solely, exclusively to the lotus feet and service of a substantial devotee in this line. Sri Rupa Anuga Kritimati Guru Gauranga Radha Jitasha. And, you know, voltage, the word voltage, electric current. Like you see, there's electric current in these lights, electric current in the camera, electric current in the computer. Srila Guru Maharaj, he said, he was noted for his use of analogy. So, Sevan Mukhe Jivarushayameva Spurtida. Quality, his emphasis throughout is quality over quantity. The quality of Krishna Nam. One Krishna Nam, we're told, can relieve you of more sinfulness than it's possible to commit. But what is the quality of that Krishna Nam? Because everyone will go, Hare Krishna. All right, let's go out, it's Friday night. And it's Saturday morning, Hare Krishna. This is great. No, Kabunoi, that's not it. So Guru Maharaj, what he's saying is, so once you hear it, you think, well, it's common sense. He said spiritual common sense. So what is the quality of the Krishna Nam that relieves one of more sinful activity than it's possible to commit? That we're interested in. The Krishna Nam that is Krishna himself. Right? Not just something that like sounds good, you know. It sounds good and you can dance to it. So, what did I say? There's a reason I said this. Oh, quality. Sevan mukata. Means, so just as there's electrical current, we're told what makes Krishna Nam meaningful is seva current. The current of seva, service. What is seva? No expectation of remuneration. That I will benefit from this, no anticipated benefit from the transaction. How hard is that to do? Right? I mean, I will just do we're the mode of ignorance, doing the wrong thing for the wrong reason at the wrong time with the wrong person. Mode of passion, expectation of remuneration. Mode of goodness, doing what should be done because it should be done. We're not interested in any one of those. The nirguna plane is something, again, altogether. That is for Krishna's satisfaction. It may be Krishna's satisfaction that we shut up and not take his name. Once Saraswati Thakur was preaching, and one of his disciples is sitting in the corner going, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Saraswati Thakur said, stop making noise. Right? The holy name of Krishna that liberates everyone, the ultimate sound, Nikhila Shruti Moli Ratnamala. He said, stop making noise. And that disciple had the audacity to say to Saraswati Thakur, you're making noise, I'm taking Krishna Nam. So we can just imagine what sort of spirit his Krishna Nam was infused with, right? How substantial that was. Right? So sometimes not will be service to Krishna, not to take the name of Krishna. So what is the quality of Krishna Nam? Vaikuntha Nama Grahanam, Sevan Mukhe Hijvaro. Right? Is it the current of service that's moving the tongue or something else? So Srila Guru Maharaj said, and that current has different voltage. He said, so when Mother Yashoda calls the name of Krishna, what sort of voltage is in that Krishna Nam? If Yashoda says, Krishna and Balaram, come and take lunch, as told by Yashoda, what kind of love and affection, it's inconceivable. And to take it one step further, Guru Maharaj is saying, Srimati Radharani, if she takes the name of Krishna, what sort of voltage is in that Krishna Nam? So we say, Hare Krishna. So we're interested in something real and substantial. And we'll make our approach under the guidance of Sadhu Shastra, Guru and Vaishnava. And from them, Yasya Pratita Kripaya Sri Gurun Tanmatosmi Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya. We want their Krishna Nam. Like when Guru Maharaj would give a particular mantram, we call it his mantram. When he gives sannyas, it's his sannyas mantram. Someone else is vibrating the same words, that's another substance. It's going in another direction to another destination. So, Raghunath Das Goswami said, what did I get from Guru? Nama Shreshtam, the best of names, the name of Krishna. Nama Shreshtam Manumapi Satchi Putra Atra Swarupam Rupam Tasya Graja Madhupurim Maturim Gostabatim Radha Kundam Giribaramaho Radhika Madhavasam Prapto. That means I got. Prapto Jasya Pratitaya Sri Gurun Tanmatosmi. All of this came to me by the grace of Sri Guru. Otherwise, we don't want it. I say, oh, there's someone down the road, they're giving it out. And a lot cheaper. The government said, even if they are giving Krishna, just to take it to an extreme, say, they're giving Krishna. He said, it's not the Krishna that we're interested in. So, depends upon the heart's necessity. And they're told heart-to-heart transaction, not lip to ear. Okay? heart to heart, not lip to ear. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Atsu. Tene Brahma Hrida. From Krishna to the heart of Brahma. That is the beginning, middle, and end. It's always like that. Mukhe Radha Radha Bole Beshe Nayanera Jale Radhe Radhe. Raghunath Das Goswami crawling on his hands and knees with tears streaming down his eyes onto his clothes, taking the name of Srimati Radharani. We're interested in the quality of Nam, of Raghunath Das Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Haridas Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Saraswati Thakur, Srila Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj. That quality. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada used to say, as stated on the cover, the record album, or when he called it the genuine cry of a child for its mother. He said, the mother, hurrah. I'm not going to go into all of that, but the genuine cry of a child for its mother, implying there's insincere cry. Sometimes we see who don't know, some mother has a child, and the child's crying, and the other people, your child really, and don't worry about it. Wow, you're so cruel, you don't understand. Because she knows the difference between when the child is really crying and when he's just faking it. We may be able to fool others, we may be able to fool ourselves, but we won't fool Krishna. Or the Hladini Shakti, Radharani and her group. They know, they're observing, they know who has something in their heart. They're aware of that. And they're capable of infusing the heart with more and more for those who have a genuine service tendency. So we're back to motive. Hare Krishna. Our taking of Krishna Nam is a service aspiration, not to free ourselves of impending karmic reactions. Like Flannery O'Connor, famous writer, Southern writer of short stories. He has a famous short story called A Good Man is Hard to Find. And without going into the details of the story, some family who's out for an outing, their car breaks down, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, in the end, there's a man who's trying to kill them all. And when he points the gun to this one woman, at that point she becomes very religious. This is sort of like the key part of the story. And she makes this sort of, you could say, cynical or an observation. She's saying, gee, she would have been very fortunate if every moment in her life someone had a gun pointed to her head. Then she would have really been holy. So the devotees are not taking Krishna Nam or approaching Krishna to escape impending karmic reactions, but rather offering themselves in service to the lotus feet of Guru and Gauranga, Radha Govinda. And whatever service will come through that line to them, they're very honored, privileged, happy to accept that. Guru Maharaj made the point. He said, in the spiritual world, you can see in posters, or you won't see in posters, gopis chanting on the japamala. You don't hear some Braja, they go, we need it's time to churn the butter, make yogurt. No, I got to chant my rounds. No, we're told when they're churning their bangles, they're going ch, 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 making some sounds, and they're singing about the pastimes of Krishna. Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur and others like to point out, when some events happen in Vrindavan, these Braja Gopis, they're very capable poets, singers, composers. They start composing songs spontaneously about the pastimes of Krishna while they're doing their different seva. Bande Nanda Brajastrinam Pararenum Abhikshnasa Yashod Harikatha Gitam Punati Bhuvanatrayam. And this vibration that's coming from is purifying everywhere. And they're just churning butter, making different things, going about their household duties. Because at that point, Srila Guru Maharaj said, Krishna Nam is automatic. They're situated in Krishna Nam. It says, Krishna mantra hoite have sangsara mochan, Krishna nama hoite have Krishna racharan. The mantra, a mantra with Krishna in it, will liberate one, sangsara mochan. But Krishna Nam, a contrast is being drawn here. Krishna Nam will take one to the service of the lotus feet of Krishna. And when one has achieved that, it's on automatic. Hare Krishna.